Welcome to this demo tutorial video for Application AB Playlist. This video will be divided into three sections: what makes this application special, a summary of features, and how to configure the application. The first of the three features making this application special is the way it fast forwards and rewinds videos. Simply bring up the menu, press the Q button, and you'll see this dial here. Simply rotate to fast forward and rotate the other way to rewind. Now this dial detects how close the user is rotating to the centre of the dial. The closer to the centre, the faster the cue; the closer to the outside, the slower. Every 360-degree rotation of the physical dial represents 60 seconds. The same dial can be used for setting AB repeat points. Simply bring up the menu, press Set AB, rotate to point A, release, and then rotate to point B. A handy little behaviour of this dial is the way it facilitates the taking of screenshots. Simply pause before you press the Q button, and now you can actually dial, zero on in the exact frame that you want, release, and it will remain in the pause state, facilitating the taking of screenshots. The second key feature making this application special is the way it queues online videos. Now the problem with the old-fashioned way is you had to drag a horizontal progress bar. Unless you kept your finger perfectly still on this bar, you wouldn't be able to see physically on the screen where you've actually queued to. I'm now going to demonstrate how this application resolves this problem. Bring up the queue dial. Now, when queuing an online video, the dial will exhibit angle snapping behavior, so all you need to do is hold your finger in an angle snap position and you'll see the response come back from YouTube. And then we'll dial again in the angle snap and you'll see the response come back from YouTube, and a third time, and again you'll see the response come back from YouTube. As you can see, this resolves the issue quite well. The third and final feature making this application special is the fact that you can actually have mixed media types in the playlist. The playlist can actually contain locally stored videos, audio files, image files, and YouTube videos, all in the same playlist. To demonstrate this, I'm going to play out this 10-second locally stored video. It will then progress on to an audio file, followed by showing a still image for 5 seconds, and finally it will progress onto a YouTube video. This is a test audio file to demonstrate the features of Application AB Playlist. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, that's actually progressed onto a still image, and after that shows for 5 seconds, it will progress onto a YouTube video, which is actually buffering right now.
Hello fellow developers, my name is Warwick Wright. I am back again with another open source library for the Android platform.
And there you have it, folks. 4 different media types, all in the same playlist. When you first open this application, you'll be welcomed by this screen here, which is a tab host with 2 tabs. Over in the Playlist tab, you can configure the application settings or toggle the play mode. Over in the Editors tab, this is where you'll actually be populating the playlist from. You can populate it from YouTube, or you can populate it from local storage. We'll start out with local storage. We'll traverse our folders, find a folder with some videos, and we'll actually add those videos to the playlist, like this: 2, 3, and 4. Now from here you can uncheck an item, which will cause it to not play out, recheck it, or remove it altogether. Now I'm going to go back to the file picker dialog, which will return to the last folder that I used. Now this file picker dialog remembers what's already in a playlist, which is dictated by what's checked. As you remember, I actually checked 4 items there, but only 3 are checked. This is because I removed something from the playlist. So we'll put that back. Just to show you how this file picker dialog behaves, if I uncheck it and go back to the dialog, it will behave as if that's not in the playlist. The behavior is here, it knows it's there. If I check this, it won't add it or remove it, it'll say item checked. And then that will remove it, and then we'll add it again. So that said, we'll now populate from YouTube. So I've got a little YouTube ID in the cut and paste up here, so we'll add that. Of course, you can actually search for anything you want there, so we'll search there. There's your little search result, just touch that, and that's added to the playlist. Now the YouTube picker dialog also remembers what's already in the playlist, so to demonstrate that, I'll uncheck that there. Now I'll go back to the YouTube picker dialog, and I'll search for the same item. Now it knows that item's already there, so this time will I check it. Rather than adding or remove it, it'll say item checked, and then I'll remove it, and then I'll add it the same way that the file picker dialog did. So now you've got a populated playlist. You can move playlist items up and down, hold down an item, and press the up and down keys. Now this is populated. If you go to the playlist tab, you'll notice this is populated also. The idea of this tab is you can actually start anywhere from the playlist, and over here you can only start from the beginning. So I'll uncheck some items here. We'll uncheck 2 of those 5, so you've got 3 items checked there. And then obviously this tab will only show the checked items. So we'll start playing from the middle of the playlist. As you can see, that's starting from the middle of the playlist. But if I start from this tab, it will start from the beginning of the playlist. So now that's playing out, I'll demonstrate the in-video controls. You've got the usual stuff here. You've got the video forward, you've got the video back, you've got the pause, you've got the resume, you've got your play all, repeat all, and repeat current. You've also got a handy little volume control here, which is actually easier to use than the hardware controls, which is quite handy. You can also got full video rotation while a video is playing. You can lock the video into its current orientation here by pressing this button, which will cause the video to stop rotating when you rotate the device. You can actually lock out all controls by holding the device's back key. As you can see, that's locked out now, so you can actually put that in your pocket, walk around and enjoy the user experience. Of course, that's a toggle. Hold it down again and that will unlock the controls. To exit the application while a video is playing, just actually double tap the device's back key, like so. And to exit the application otherwise from the menu, just press the back key as normal. I'll now demonstrate how the A/B repeat behavior can be used to filter out all of the long boring intros and endings in an entire playlist. To demonstrate this, I've actually used 3 10-second videos: Test Video 1, Test Video 2 and Test Video 3. Test Video 2 has an A/B repeat point, the other two do not. Now when this first 10-second video finishes, it will actually traverse down to Test Video 2 but start from point A, play on to point B, and then it will traverse on to Test Video 3. As you can see, that's Test Video 2, it started from point A. Before that ends, it will go on to Test Video 3. Now if I actually go back one video and put it in repeat current mode, Test Video 2 will actually play over and over again between point A and point B. I'll now close by showing you how to configure the application. Just go to the Playlist tab, click Settings, you'll see this little dialog here. Now these are actually the default settings you're looking at. If at any time you need help, click the help button there. That'll actually add a tutorial item to the playlist, which is actually the video you're watching at the moment. Now these controls at the top here, these are actually the file picker filters. So when you turn that on, that will actually show video files, that will show audio files, and that will show image files. Now for obvious reasons, image files need to be given a manual duration. The default is 60 seconds, you can change that to whatever you want. Now down here we've actually got the cue sensitivity for the cue dial. Now as you remember, the closer you dial to the center, the faster the cue, and the closer to the outside, the slower. These settings are expressed in seconds, so that's 300 seconds or 5 minutes. So with that setting there, if I actually rotate the dial close to the center, that will actually rotate the dial 5 times and cue the video by 5 minutes. Now I slide to the outside, that will actually rotate the dial 180 degrees and only cue by 30 seconds. Down here we've actually got the YouTube sensitivity. Now as you remember earlier in the video, I mentioned that when you're queuing an online video, the dial actually exhibits angle snapping behavior. This actually just sets the angle snapping behavior. You can angle snap every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or have it turned off altogether. Down here, this last setting is just simply dictates how many search results come up when you're actually searching YouTube. That concludes this video.